Bitcoin getting a massive bump here. 111,100. Might have to take some profits. We just went all the way to 100,003 on the pump. My goodness, there's a massive demand for Bitcoin here. And if you didn't get it on the lows, I don't know what to tell you. CME gaps too got to be filled, and they're above us this time, baby. If you can hear me through the music, you're lucky. If not, you're just going to have to wait till the stream. It is what it is. I got to take some profits here, but I got the daily low. How do you do it? My goodness. And I just sold. I capitulated. I had to take the profit. I couldn't take it anymore. Now I got to get back into a trade in front of y'all. Let's go, baby. I just sold live in front of y'all. For gains, baby, gains. Savvy covered heavy to the upside. Sold that local top like a boss. Yes, we're back. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me. And that is your time. $111K for Bitcoin. If you were trading with me, we made boatloads of money last night. Made over about $1,500 this morning. Made over $1,000. Let's talk about how we did it. Let's not just brag. Let's show you how we made the money. Let's break it down. If you were in my trading group, I gave some pretty cool calls. Let's show you exactly kind of what happened and where it went. I'll put it over here. There we go. Hey, there we go. It's like weird. It's like the camera's above me, so it sees more than I see when I'm sitting. Anyway, shout out to all the beautiful people. Let's jump on into BTC and see what's happening to Bitcoin. May God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Bitcoin. Signs of life. Still is liquidity up at 100,150. Looks like we may continue to push further to the upside and get these liquidations here. And we have some liquidity up at 111.5. It's actually pretty deep if we look here. All the way up into big red at about 112,000. That's the key level that I'm looking for too as well for Bitcoin. Also, I'm going to show you something else that you may not have known. A little secret sauce to where we're probably likely going to go as well for Bitcoin. Let me bring this mic closer to my face. It's all depend. That's sure, SMB7 really has that sensitivity. And I'm a little hot there on the mic. Let me bring it down just a touch there. Just a touch there. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. I think I hear someone playing the harmonica in the background now. My kids are into that thing now, and all I do is hear them playing the harmonica. So funny. Okay, so Bitcoin. Crazy move today. How did I catch this move? What did I just do? Did I just sell? I did. You saw me. I sold on weeks in front of everybody. I had a beautiful trade. It got sold right here at this wick. Came back up. Then they decided to dump it back down. Why? We're just away from the 21-day moving average on the 5-minute, and we're away in a very, very drastic way, which tells me there's going to be a little bit of pullback here for Bitcoin. That's kind of how I trade. And you can see, too, my signal. And I front ran the signal this morning, and I'll explain what I saw happening. But we closed the candle above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. That created a massive pump to the upside. It's a very simple way to trade. 1 minute, 200 moving average. It's amazing. Once you get control of your emotions, you can do it. Most people don't, so they can't. That's why even if I show this simple signal, it doesn't work out for everybody because they just can't. They can't handle their emotions. They're up, they're down, they're left, they're right. If it goes down, you know what I mean? So your emotions have everything to do with the trade. It is what it is. Shout out to Master Friend in the house. Shout out to Reliable J. Shout out to Jamal Antonio. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. May God bless you all. Shout out to Crypto Clown World. My man, Vincenzo in the house. Keeping it real since podcast. Randy Alwis, Mr. Butters, buttering us up over here. And it's a beautiful day to be a lifer. It's a beautiful day to get into crypto. And honestly, the daily looks hot to me. The daily and the 4 hours say they're going to continue to pump. The 4 hours suggest it's going to pump up to the 200 moving average. We're just going to continue to moon. I see us headed to $114,680. Even if we're a little overbought, it just many times when I see tight moving averages, we get above the previous resistance. We used it as support. Wick down for liquidity. Did everything we were supposed to and got a monster move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. And honestly, even though the 5 minutes away from the 21, it looks like it may just continue to pump here to the upside. Maybe selling the trade was not a good look. Let's take a look. If I have to get back inside this trade again here. So we traded it twice for Gwains. Let's see. I mean, that's a beautiful, that's about to make my day there. 21 above the 200 moving average. Making a bit of a flag here too as well. This is touching the 21 on the 1 minute time frame above the 200. Not the best flag, but it is what it is. It's consolidation on the 21-day moving average above the 200. That does suggest we go higher to $113,190 here for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's bullish. And this thing looks like it's going to rip to 113K. And as I showed you, possibly up to $114,000 for BTC. And we called the bottom on the daily yesterday. I showed you what made me get in on the bottom. They wicked me out like this. I got back in when they got us back inside. It was the same idea, so I took it again. I paid for all my losses and more on all my scalps, and then I kept the bigger trade open. I just sold that bigger trade, and now I'm like, I don't know, man. I probably should have just stuck to my daily call but it was tough. I didn't like how far that 5 was away. Looked like we were going to like dump quick, maybe lose half the gains, come back sideways. And I was like, maybe I could get back in. Now I got to scalp my way through the pump all the way to resistance at like 114, right? Because, hey, the 1 hour candle closes above the 200 moving average with a bullish engulfing candle. That's a very bullish sign for Bitcoin. You know, that leads one to believe you could possibly open up a long here. And I'm using the tiny Wix window. I'm going to move into like big trading view in a second. Forgive me. I just might actually make a long right now. So I'm kind of like itching to see what's happening here on my live trade account. So yeah, that could rip up to like 114,686. That would make sense to me. Stop below right there. I would wait for the 21 to catch on up. But there's a chance it does do some crazy rippage. But you know what? I'm not going to be greedy. Or am I? I don't know. Let's see. Oh my God. 109,964. It just looks like it's going to continue to get bullish on the 4 hour, which could press these smaller time frames up and up and up and up and away. I'll add to this. I don't want to like chase. I already made some good gains today too. So I got to tell myself there's always more trades to be had. I was on the right side of that trade from the very beginning, and then I sold the local top for now, right? Let's break down our top-down analysis as I got caught up in the live trade. Shout out to everybody here. Sometimes I get caught up in my own trades. Please forgive me. As much as I want to show you what's happening, I do get caught up in my own trades. Okay, so the monthly. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. So Bitcoin, the monthly is still technically inside of a rising wedge, right? This could still break up to the upside. You know, only 32% chance, but it still could. Yeah, wick to this wick here. Just want to be really, really exact on it. It does suggest Bitcoin could go up to $184,000 BTC. Then it could consolidate again and make one more bear, maybe bear flag and then come on down. So Bitcoin, not entirely bearish on the monthly now if it can close this candle. And I showed you the one time the monthly candle closed bearishly, but still pumped on the Dow Jones Industrial. Let me show it to you, and it looks exactly like we're seeing now. And I can't say that means it's going to happen. But I searched on the monthly. And look at the Dow. The Dow's about to pump. Oh, wow. And then it gapped down and stop hunted. That's crazy, right? I can't deal with things that just decide to open whenever they want and close whenever they... It's so crazy. Like, it just gaps. But look, if we look at the monthly candles here on the Dow Jones, every time it had tweezer bottoms. But here it had a tweezer top, green and red, followed by a next green candle. And we went up so high. And now we're still higher from that point. We did pull back from that one. But this one was an anomaly. Could Bitcoin pull off the anomaly, the dreamlike sequence, fake out the bears, get us crushed? It could. And this is the one thing that could absolutely happen and people don't realize. Everyone goes on traditional TA, and that's cool. You do. But you have to be a scientist, a mad scientist, someone that can kind of extrapolate data and make a move that nobody would make. A Batman. All right? Are you Batman, or do you do what everybody else does all the time? I got to tell you, and that's why you're here on the channel, okay? We're going to teach you what's happening now. So look, the monthly looks strong, and it may even close bullishly. If that closed bullishly, we're going to be in for a beautiful, beautiful October, right? Things are just going to start to kind of look good, unless maybe we're going sideways, but I'll take it. And that'll help the altcoins pump because they'll say, it's over. Right now, this Bitcoin pump is helping the altcoins drastically because it's putting the pressure off of them. The second Bitcoin decides to go flat again, Solana's running to 230 now. You see how Solana's created a nice base? Because Solana was pumping when Bitcoin was kind of in the middle, and then when Solana dumped, when Bitcoin dumped, Solana barely dumped. That's a very key part of the puzzle right now for altcoins. You have to look for that. You want to look for imbalance. You want to look for when things usually happen every time Bitcoin dumps, Solana dumps, Bitcoin dumps, and all of a sudden, wait. Solana pumps huge behind Bitcoin's back. Bitcoin dumps, Solana barely budges. Something's happening. Something's happening. So the monthly, we might defy the most bearish close in history. It looks so disgusting. Bearish div, everything. And, we got to get to the shaded region as far as I'm concerned until it's over. And we haven't done that on the RSI as well. That RSI has to get it. See this, what I'm saying? See this like shaded like gradient? We don't see the gradient on the RSI. It's kind of a cool little trick. Like we still have some time to pump. And some people may be like, this guy's out of his mind, but I'm telling you. And so for the weekly, you would almost have to say that we were just in this pattern altogether. We lost, but I don't like skipping. It's a little strange, but right now, we are respecting the pattern, and if we get a bump, we get a bump. Back to the upside there. Same here on the weekly. And you kind of see where our likely resistance would reside as well. So Bitcoin, not all too bad here at 11,231. After a nasty dip down, it was like a false move Monday this morning. They scraped the bottom, basically nailed every bull that was in the game, and then ripped the price to the upside and ripped every bear a new one. Pretty funny, actually, if you were, if you see, I caught them long, so I guess it was funny, but it wouldn't be that funny, right? Still treachery out there. And now we're sitting at 111,250. The 5-day chart showing signs of a possible tweezer bottom. Can this flip green? We need it to catch up to this candle and then get the rippage back to the upside. Support they're holding at 110,350 on the 5-day chart. We have like a lot of, up and down price action, which has given us the chop. There's usually resistance in chop. And so we got a green candle here on the 3-day chart, suggesting a possible move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Remember, the daily looked like a bottom. I talked about it when I was teaching class to my new students. So if anyone was in class, we may have actually called the bottom together in class, everybody. Congratulations. We'll see, though. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Let's see what happens here for Bitcoin. But we're looking for a bullish move. Oversold in the stochastics. Like we went through the bear. We got through it. Right? You got to reset. We got high in the RSI. We got bearish div. It was time to reset on the 3-day chart. We did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30 days of bearishness, basically. 27. Bitcoin getting the bounce. The trade holding us down. Not amazingly, I'm not saying it's you, but we're up on the trade here for Bitcoin. Makes me want to go a little heavier if we get the move. And shout out to all my peoples trading KKEX. KKEX, smooth and easy. If you ask me, click on it. Really simple stuff too. They don't have a lot of, the site isn't bogged down by 1,000 things. A couple clicks here, your wall, your orders, your spot, your futures, your markets, your deposit, call it a day. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't mind all the extra bells and whistles that all the other exchanges might have had, but it's nice that it's just simple. Simple and easy. And again, yes, I don't use those EMAs. I use SMAs. Let me show you how I would set up my chart if I had just got on here. You'd hit FX, indicators, hit MA, moving average. And what I'm really needing is just the 21. And I turn it white. Add a thickness to it. And then I look for the 200. I turn it yellow. Add a thickness to it. And that's those are going to be kind of how I rock and roll. Because, see, I want this 21 to come back into price action. Now, there's a chance it continues to pump. It looks very bullish. That's a bull flag on the 1 hour. It is touching the 21. And I'm telling you, the 4 hour looks like it wants to continue up to the 200 moving average. So I can see the 4 hour really just closing up shop here and making it happen. This is kind of chasing. I like to buy the bottom of the channel before the pump. But it looks like this thing may pump pretty hard to the upside, you know. Again, I don't know. Let's take a look here. Take profit would be 113,345. Stop loss would be about 110,906. Technically buying the breakout, not my favorite thing. Bitcoin pumping, doing damage from the start here. This trade is now in the money. Bullish engulfing candle, closing above the 200. Bullish sign, 4-hour look like it could close the gap. We're headed to 114,600. Possible we could get that pump to the upside. Shout out to all the beautiful souls here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. And we're teaching live trading every single day here, showing you how to use the 21, the 200. Understand price action, small time frames, big time frames, the blend between time frames. This is the sauce here. I'm not going to make that trade. I'd be chasing. I don't like to chase. I made night gains. I actually had to sell in front of you during the countdown, right? So back to the 3-day chart, looking bullish for a possible bounce to the upside. The daily grinding for this, you know, could it bounce? Let's take a look at the Fibonacci too as well. And yeah, I mean, it bounced off the golden pocket, which is pretty coincidental, right? Between the 0.618 and the 0.65, I make it white. Your Fibonacci won't have that. Hit your settings. Go down here. Click this. Make it 0.65. Turn it white. Make your 618 white so you can really see the golden pocket. If you want to add the 786, the 706, you can do that too. Call it yellow. That's a little secret fib no one else really will have. So these are some key areas that I look at for bounces when I'm looking for reversals. And lo and behold, right at the 618 golden pocket is not a coincidence to me that we made a bounce. Remember, I called the daily bottom here. They wicked it right there. I called the daily bottom again right there, and that one ended up being correct. We got the pump to the upside. Was looking for a massive candle, but then this candle started green this morning. It was beautiful. Came down nastily with the wick, wicked everybody out, came back up strong, and decided to pump even more. Wow, Bitcoin doing serious damage right now. Just absolutely exploded out of the flag to the upside. And it's hard not to chase right there. I almost did it at 111,600 BTC. But this trade now starting to rip to the upside, up 22% on the live. Imagine being up 22% on whatever you put in there, man. Let's go, BTC. Let's go. We are starting to kind of distance ourselves from the 21-day moving average, something I have to be careful about, something I would have to caution. I do like to sell into the green. These are good sells. So there's a chance this does reverse down pretty fast, make some type of flag first before we get the bigger pump. I would be very careful chasing green candles. Key was to be in before it, speculate on a wick or something, be a legend and buy the lows. And then when it pumps to the upside, you clean up. All right. The guy that's thinking about getting into the green candle, usually the guy that's about to get, become exit liquidity. But again, not every time, but it's highly likely. So either you're the highly likely slim pickings, or you got in early and you're selling off into these green candles. There is some flags here on the smaller time frames that suggest we could continue to pump, though. I'll tell you that. So, and I like one thing I do like is the 4-hour time frame and how it's positioned to go after the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. Looks like it can really, really grind on up there into position. Let me show you. We're going to get there in a second. So everything still looks like it could continue to pump. It's above the 200, touching the 21. Why not jump in, Sam? It goes against my rules to chase, right? Bitcoin's kind of forming some big red now down here at about 111,500. Not the worst, though. And And they got the $112,000 liquidity as well. I like seeing this $111,600 for Bitcoin. Shout out to my beautiful lifers, the crypto lifers. What a brand, right? The people that have dedicated themselves to crypto every single day, because I'm here every day. It's not like once a day. It's not like once a week. It's not like sometimes. It's every time. It's every single day. It's nonstop. The discipline to show up constantly, no matter what people think of you, what you think people think of you, what's in your mind, what's in your head. It does not matter. You show up and you grind. That's it. That's what I decided. I said, no matter what's happening, I show up and I grind. It does not matter. Good results, keep grinding. Bad results, keep grinding. No results, keep grinding. Eventually, that slot gets filled with good results. Keep grinding. Over time, somehow you will win. I don't know how. All I know is the people that are consistent become the highest frequency attractors, and they attract the highest frequency lifestyles. So if you're really consistent and you keep pushing, you're going to live a great life. You're going to be able to provide for your neighbors and family and friends. People are going to love you. When they come to your house, you're going to be able to, feed them all steaks and be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never going to stress. You're going to become a provider, someone that has high frequency that attracts wealth for everyone around them. And that's the key, right? When you have a good life, does the people around you have a good life? That's the key, huh? And then invite as many people as you can around you so they can have a good life. Like, just begin to raise the frequency of every person that you know. I want everyone here on the stream to feel good, to feel confident, to believe that you can, you will, you are the best. This is you. I am you and you are me. Never differentiate yourself from me. See the pocket square in the suit and say, that's not me. You can live your best life. You can do whatever you like. I'm living my dreams. I'm going after what I dream of. I always wanted to be on TV. I always wanted to be a show, a host or whatever. So I did it myself. You see what I'm saying? I made it happen for my own self. Like, you can too. Don't let anybody stop you or get in your way. Mental fortitude every single time. Bitcoin getting this beautiful pump here. Just looking gracious. Oof. And the shorts are getting squeezed seriously to the upside. And it all starts when you cross the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. And I talk about this over and over to my team. If you're in my group, I called this head and shoulder out before it happened. So they took this nasty dump. This nasty dump happened, right? I'll show you what's going on here. Said many times when Mondays close, it's false move Monday. So we go to bed at 1 a.m. watching the flag, right? Wake back up with the sideways flag, do the update. Talk about the update. Show you how it looked like we were going to get rejected by the 200, and we did. We got this nasty dump. Well, then I said the 1 minute has to dig us out here of an inverted head and shoulder. That's it. Like, there's no questions asked. About there, I get in on the inverted right there. On the third candle, I say, you know what? This 1 minute is reversing. And I get in somewhere at 108,700. You see this buy? 108.7. And there we go, right? And I basically call the bottom of the morning. Bitcoin 50-minute back above the 200. We're back on like last night. Like, everything's kind of back ready to rock again. That's a bullish signal. And you build a tough mind, Jim Rohn, right? I don't know how I knew it, but I did. I just have a knack for the 7 to 12 a.m. when I trade, even though I made over 1K last night. But I like this time period. All right, there's always a typo somewhere, right there, just, yeah. Whenever I type something fast. But look, I'm just showing you how we called the bottom this morning in the group. I mean, pretty nice, right? And even though I got in a little later, still using my signals, my strategies, and doing exactly what I do, you would have started to get paid. This trade started to break out. The BITUNIX trade started to break out. Still trading on BITUNIX with confidence and love. I love them. They've reached out to me yesterday to have a big meeting. He said, sorry, 100 times over. We understand. It's okay. Said they're going to do everything they can to make sure it never happens again. Then they explained, other exchanges get jealous of their liquidity too. And there's just a lot of stuff going on. But you know what? Everything was safe and sound. Withdrawals were key. And they're back on. It was just futures. So I still trade on BITUNIX with confidence. Okay? No problems at all. It's up to you. I love the interface. I love getting in and out. They made such a nice way to trade. It's going to take a lot to get me off of it, man. So I still love BITUNIX. And I still don't mind trading BTUNIX all day long. So, yeah. Their team's amazing, too. Good team. You know, people that reach out, people that want to, you know, the CEO personally did live streams that everyone was invited to. And, you know, there was no, like, for any exchange, it was the most upfront, you know, way to handle the situation I've ever seen. Anyway, not our favorite thing to talk about, but hey, it is what it is. You got to talk about it. So can we flag out here? This would be a possible flag on the 1 minute. That could possibly continue the pump. Let's go back to our top-down analysis. So the daily, here we are. 618 golden pocket. Beautiful bounce. Falling wedge, right? Looks like we might make a right shoulder here, though. So just be careful for this. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Maybe a little pullback. You could pull a fib here and look for the mini fib back to this 618. You see what I'm saying? Like, we end up pulling a fib right here. You could look for like a 618 right there. Something like that. 109.6. Just something to think about. That's all. A mini, I call those a mini fib. So here we are. Condensing too. I like when the moving average condense on the daily. Tells us there's a big move coming. 8 hours showing signs of life, right? Getting above, and it's all about this line here. This is it for everybody. 109.6, right? And wherever it is really on the 4-hour time frame, yeah, right there. As long as we can stay above this, because look, we felt resistance, we got above it. We wicked below it this morning, caught everyone off guard. I longed that wick, we ripped it back up. Bang, I took profits, and now this is kind of here we are. So the 4-hour, whenever I've seen the moving averages get pretty tight, which is showing signs, it does like to pump up to the 200 moving average. So I can see Bitcoin kind of getting ready here for that 200 punch, at least up to this $113,000 level. Looks likely for me. And then we'll obviously get some resistance, even some resistance at 112,190. So there's two areas I would be looking at. We worked pretty dang close already. The high of the day was 111,771. We came very close to 112,000 already. Very close. Like I am to the mic now. Get it? See how I did that? Pretty interesting, huh? Like very close to the mic. How did I know? Don't question this stuff. Just roll. So can we continue to the 200 moving average? It looks likely. I just like to gander on the 3-day. 3-day looks like the same idea. The 2-hour looks like we're going to go to the 200 moving average. It already has it all kind of set in motion here for Bitcoin. Getting away from that 21 on the 2-hour and the 1-hour tells me that we're having a bit of trouble here, and there is some resistance to be had. So the 1-hour has resistance at 111,008. We're struggling right now at that key area. Just it is what it is. But let me be really sharp here on this 1-hour. And if you are, see, we definitely broke out of this falling wedge on the 1-hour time frame. If you're really sharp with it, it's like we broke out, we retested and bounced right off the retest. Like that's a retest. If I like do it correct. Maybe not perfect, but to me, I see the resemblance of the retest. It's not always exact. That would be a little, you know, back inside the pattern and out. Unless that was a fake out too. It's like right about there. I mean, it just looks interesting to me. So what I'm going to look for now is I'm going to look for the 1-hour to connect to the 21. All right, which to me is going to take some time. But this is good. This can get the altcoins. They're going to say, okay, Bitcoin isn't dumping anymore. It's made 1, 2, 3 higher lows in a row. Bullish div off the liquidity grab from the low. So they had the low. They grabbed the liquidity, just a dip, a nibble. They did it again here, each time a little higher. And so now this is where we stand. And there was just enough shorts to get us cooked. They got to get more people to short this market and get them going. I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So, sideways price action for Bitcoin. 21-day moving average just a little too far from price. Tells me not to chase and to chill. I'm out of all lev trades, happy to have made some gains. Unless there's something crazy on the smaller time frames on BitUNIX here, which I'll let cook. But right now, it just doesn't look likely based on the 1-hour time frame. I'd want to see my 1 hour, doing what it's supposed to be doing. So until then, and I could be wrong. Maybe we start to pump out of nowhere. I'm not a magician. Sometimes I'm wrong. I've been wrong many times, right, in my life on the show. So Michael Jordan missed many of the last shots that he took. You remember all the ones he hit, you know what I mean? People don't realize winners are just people that failed more than everybody else that just didn't give up. When everyone else said they couldn't do it, a winner said, you know what, I'll fail again until I win because I'm going to win. I'm going to win no matter what. No matter what. Possible bull flag here for BITUNIX. Possible continuation. I do like what I'm seeing there on the 2 hour and the 1 hour. They look bullish. I just don't like how we're that far away. If we continue to pump, it's going to be a pump and dump because we're going to get pulled too far from the 1 hour 21. And then eventually that's going to come home to roost. Like, it's not sustainable. I'll keep a trade cooking just in case. You never want to miss if it's hot, 111,050 and go to 113,000. I mean, it could be a nice one right there, right? It's so we'll let that cook. We'll see what happens from there. Bitcoin looks very good, explosive pattern, yeah. I said that to my daughter. She didn't get into a play yesterday, and it was pretty sad for us, 100 kids tried out. They only took 60. And, I think she would have been great, and she knows it, and she's got the talent. And I told her, Michael Jordan didn't get on his first, his high school team, the first time he tried out or something, So, and he became the greatest basketball player in history. So, I told her no worries. It's going to work out in the long run. And funny, Reliable J says the same thing here today, right? Very tempting. I want to chase. It's very tempting to chase right now. Well, you know what? I made gains already today. Let it pump all the way. Then it will come back down. I'll find another flag. The daily, copying that daily was key though, right? And buying as much Bitcoin on the low down there. And I scooped up Bitcoin. I hope you did too. And I kept buying it every time it dipped. So we'll see how that pans out over time. But so far, so good here for Bitcoin, right? So we're going to watch this flag here on the 1 hour time frame. I'd like to see it pan out, go sideways, connect to the 21, and then pump. This would be so ideal and absolutely beautiful. And now we're back above the 200. We couldn't do that last time. This is a very key change. They tried to do it. Last time we were supposed to pump. Then they faked it. This time, they faked what they were going to do and then ripped it. It's crazy, right? And all I know is no matter what the market maker does, no matter what, manipulation I see, whatever, as long as the 21 crosses the 200 and price meets it, there's like a 90% chance I can get into my trade again. So I don't stress because I've done this over and over again. In and out, in and out. You'll be able to do it too if you join the Lifer trading group or watch me every single day. Just get that vision. Go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. If you want to join the group, like you would have been able to get the longs that I got last night. You would have seen all my trades last night, my trades this morning. You would have just learned more. When you're able to really shadow a trader 24/7 and not just 2 hours. 2 hours is great. I'm here for 2 hours a day. But to shadow me 24/7, you'll get so much more insight. If you get insight right now on the show, imagine how much insight you'll get, and other traders too. So I'm staying out today. I had some great gains yesterday, man. Smart move, Manuel. Sam, looking to fetch out, aiming for 5-1 this bull run. Possible 7+. I'm looking for like a 7x too. I'm still in it. Yeah. Did you already go over WLFI and your thoughts on the project? No, not yet. I've not done that yet, no. I think it's over time, it should do well, right? But a lot of people got in super early too, and they're going to take profits. So for me, if I didn't get super early and I wasn't holding it and planning it out from the very beginning, I just kind of swing traded here and there. I don't know if I'd be too keen on it all the time, but that's, that's me. We'll check out the price. I remember it was on spot BITUNIX the last time I checked. We'll take a look at that. See, look, that looks like it's going to start to collapse. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Trust me, that 1 hour is just too far from the 21. It's not a smart move to chase right now. It looks good. It gets tempting. There's that, but just you take a deep breath and you let it chill. Okay? You let it chill. So look, I'm gonna move that stop loss to break even there, so I can't lose. Just too far for the 21. If something happens, let it be. If not, okay. Just don't be greedy. Being greedy will get you, right? They always say the pigs get slaughtered, man. The bulls eat, the bears eat, the pigs get slaughtered. Just, I don't mean to be rude. It just is what it is. So let's see, remember I bought a very small amount of it yesterday, and it's down from where I bought at 25, right? So there you go. I'd be careful. People that got in earlier taking advantage, eventually it'll find a bottom. They'll get they'll have a use case. They're stockpiling Bitcoin. Maybe there'll be some returns there, some type of earn and reward. And from there, it might begin to build with a TVL. But right now, no. Right now, it's whoever got in is taking profits, and then people who speculated are like, damn, why did I get in? I never buy a coin when it comes out. I said nothing. If you go to my live stream or if you go to my team, I said nothing. You go to my Discord, I never mentioned this thing. Never once. It just was, and that, it was very rare on my, it just didn't flag. So yeah, this always looked a bit off to me. Yeah, so no, not for me. I like trading BTC. I like trading things that I know about every single day with good liquidity, like the whole world's in. I mean, Bitcoin is the funnest to trade because you don't have to worry about it getting rogged. When it's, again, they're going to move it around and all that. But, for the most part, when this 21 touches, there's still about a 70% chance I'm going to win my trades no matter what they do to the market. So I found a strategy that works no matter how manipulative they are. Like it finds its way through the manipulation, and I love what I do. And it's beautiful. And so I'm going to sit and wait, and I would not touch a long till the 21 touches. We had a beautiful run. The shorts got squeezed. All we need now is to look around on your 1 hour, find a local time frame, look to the left, find the previous place where some candles didn't make it, or resistance, like right there. And remember, that was the Jerome Powell pump on Friday that turned into the dump. That turned into those. I mean, isn't it insane if you think about it? So we'll see. And it turned into a very bearish monthly and weekly close. Like they were absolutely disgusting. And then Sammy's trading long the next day. And like he said it was bearish. And then I see the guy trading long. I trade no matter what. I will take advantage of the market. We don't have to basically even know where Bitcoin's going. It's great that I believe they're going to print money to zero. Over time, Bitcoin's going to go up. So I can stockpile Bitcoin as well. But at the same time, I keep my mind limbered to the fact that I can make money no matter what Bitcoin's doing. I don't even have to be a short trader. I can just wait for the short, scalp it long. Short, scalp it long. Short, scalp it long. Short, scalp it long. You saw me scalp long last night. I called this pump. We nailed it. You saw me scalp long this morning. People, I'm not even, it feels like I'm bragging because I'm showing you, but we just keep hitting in the group because the strategies play out over time. Look, had you chased that 11.5, you'd be in the bank, you'd be down right now. We don't chase here. We teach you how to find a strategy, sit tight, and get it in. All right? That's what we do every single day here on the channel. The crazy thing is, too, we're just looking for flags. So I would love to see this. I'd love for price action to kind of just go sideways here and continue. Yeah. Thank you so much. You're the best. All right. So, and I want to see the 21-day moving average come in to touch price action, too. Above the 200 is so key. Fired me up right there with some ashwagandha, baby. Let's go. So yeah, so again, some people are going to chase. It's going to happen for sure. Not me. We're going to kind of sit tight and get ready, but I like what we're seeing. And remember, I bought the dip for Bitcoin. Even if I saw a bearish close, I said, you know what? I made my money in bearish, even if the close is the most bearish close ever and it looks horrible. I tell myself I made my money buying the fear. So I asked myself, how did I make it? I said I made it just like someone showed you how to make brick, and they showed you how to mix cement, and they showed you put this, 2 to 1, put this, a cup of this, a cup of that, mix it together. So do you go and mix 2 different things after that? No, you do exactly what the person told you. If it had made concrete the first time, you keep using it, right? I'm just saying, my whole point. So the whole part is what I'm saying is I made the concrete. If concrete is making wealth, I made wealth buying the fear every single time. Every time I saw this thing at the fear and greed index, this went to 38, 39, I had to buy that. We have no choice, everybody. We are little plebes in this big game of billionaires and trillionaires at this point. Money is getting bigger and bigger and bigger than ever, and they're taking advantage. And so the only way for me to get ahead is to take advantage the same way, to grab a little bit back my way. You know what I'm saying? And so anytime this thing gets into fear, I was able to take advantage of the market. I was able to take advantage because here's the deal. They don't offer, it's kind of like this. The big rich people in the world, they don't offer a lot of opportunity to the poor. They don't. They don't give out handouts, but every once in a while, they give a few little slim areas. When this gets into the fear, nobody buys. The majority of people are afraid. The majority of people start to sell. You see what I'm saying? It's very rare for someone to trick themselves into buying here. It doesn't happen a lot. So if you can get that mentality of buying into this fear, it's going to put you on the offside of basically 99% of the world. And so where would that set you? Basically to the 1%, right? Somehow. It will be, see, if you do the right thing, you basically by default end up in the other place. You see what I mean? It hit me one day. I was always chasing. How do I get rich? How do I get over there? I was looking at how do I get over there? You know what I'm saying? In my mind, like over there being like, I make it rich, like where everything's great. How do I get over there? And then I realized all I had to do was focus my mind and do what everyone else wasn't doing. So I said, I said, everyone works 5 days a week. If I work 7, what will happen? I was like, well, I'll probably end up in a bigger tax bracket. Makes sense. You know, I started asking a bunch of questions. And then I started finding the answers to those questions. And then I started hanging out, even if I was alone. And, I got rid of a lot of the people in my life. I changed kind of who I was, and I isolated myself for work. A lot of my good friends, too, they got really serious with work. So the people that I was really close with, they were entrepreneurs. They got busy. They didn't have time to hang out. Every once in a while, a couple beers here and there. But for the most part, they were traveling, meeting. They were doing a lot. So I was like, what do I do with my life? 2 of my good friends got so busy, man. They became bosses, man. CEO and VP of a publicly traded company. They were out there, right? And it was right in my face. I was like, well, I have 2 ways to live. I could live like them, like a boss, travel the world, buy condos and do whatever I want and have millions of dollars, or I could live a regular life like I'm doing this night shift. When your close friends that you grew up with get super rich in front of you, it does something to you. It's kind of like, huh? And it's not like, it's like, dang, like, do you want to have, and then you see the ability they have. They take their kids on the best trips. They go to the nicest schools. And then you realize like your kid's going to a public school in Brooklyn and your wife is on the BQE risking her life. And you're just like, dang, what am I doing here? How do I become a better provider for my family, get my family out of this, right? Wow, Bitcoin's looking pretty interesting. It looks like it could flag out here on the smaller time frame, on the 1 minute. It's looking strong. It was supposed to break down a little bit more there. The fact that it's going sideways now is strong. It is. 114,000 is calling its name, and you can see BOOKMAP also showing signs of life here further to the upside. They want to take out this liquidity. Looks like they want to go back to 111,500 for BTC. Shout out to the new partner, KKEX. Thank you so much. God bless anyone who wants to work with KKEX and hang out. I think it's a great exchange. It does its thing. Works well. Appreciate you. I really actually like the smoothness of their stop losses and their sounds. They make little sounds here when you type in. See, like a typewriter. You can hear that behind the scenes. It's kind of cool. It gets you going, right? But thank you to anyone that works with our partners. I appreciate that. God bless you. All right. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. If you are thinking of getting into cryptocurrency, if you're just starting out, you have to ask yourself, why? What is your thoughts? What are your plans? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I think I'm saying you should be taking this financial advice, but you definitely want to know what is your plan. Some people want to be part of something new and innovative. Some people heard about it from a family or friend that made money, and they just want to change their life. They want to know how they did it, how they can do it too. Other people are just curious about something they keep hearing about. What I did for myself is, and what I, would say to my son or daughter or anyone in my life would be, stack BTC. Even though it looks like it's the biggest asset and it's unattainable right now, that's kind of the smoke and mirror fix that makes people not jump in. And so, yes, there's going to be opportunities in other altcoins, and then you can stack those altcoins to buy Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is also going to double up and be very unattainable at one point. $200,000 a coin for Bitcoin, it's not going to be that easy to grab up a BTC, right? So I always looked at Bitcoin as whenever it was low, grab it up. Whenever there was a lot of fear of the market, take advantage of BTC. So people do and people don't. It depends. But look at the long run. Like have a 10-year outlook. Say in 10 years, I'm going to be worth millions of dollars. And just put your head down and begin to grind today. Don't say next week I'm going to get rich. Don't look for how I'm going to make 10 grand into 500,000. I mean, you could write that down. You can manifest all sorts of stuff. But the long-term goal should be in 10 years, I should be a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? Like that's how I would talk to my son or daughter, and that's kind of the vision I would give them. Because short-term goals make short-term money. Billionaires, right? To make billions of dollars. Anyone that made billions, right? Like, are we going after little wealth or real wealth here? Put a 2 if you're going after little wealth. Put a 4 if you're going after big wealth. And look, no one's going to answer little wealth right now. It's funny, whenever you ask a question on chat, right? If I was around people and I said this, they would say I was rude. Whenever you ask a question on chat right now, put a 2 if you want a little bit of wealth. You're happy with just a little bit. Put a 4 if you want life-changing wealth. If you want enough for your kids. If you would like to have legacy wealth, put a 4, right? I'm sure some people might humbly put a 2, but let's be honest. 99% of people are going to put a 4 right now. All right? This guy puts a 3 because he's a funny class clown. I get it. You want to joke around. It's all fun and games. No, I'm just joking right now. I think it's funny, too, that you put a 2. So some people write 2, some people write 3, right? But most people, I believe, are going to write a 4, right? And so the 4s are coming in strong. And the whole point about this is, and again, so then I ask the same question, right? I say, so if you were planting a farm and you were planting, you were basically getting all your plants ready, right? Would you want a crop that was like, just enough, like a 2 crop? Or would you want a 4 crop? Wouldn't you want everything to grow beautifully? What kind of crop would you want? A 4 or 2 crop? And of course, no one's going to want a 2 crop there. Nobody. A humble 2 crop. I'll just take just enough food. No, I want all my plants to grow as strong as possible. I want all my vegetables and fruits to grow strong, right? So why wouldn't you want all your financial vegetables and fruits to grow strong too? Why wouldn't you want 4? So that makes people, now I'd ask the question again, do you want 2 or 4? Nobody would write 2, right? Because why? There's just no reason. Fruition, man, growth. Put yourself at the top. You deserve the best. You deserve to tell yourself you deserve to be 4. So everyone here has the desire to become a multi-billionaire, man. There's no reason why you can't get there and change the world with your thoughts, your ideas, and your innovation. You could use that money for whatever you plan on doing, to be free, to innovate, to change. Maybe you have some scientific breakthrough you want to mess with, but it's going to take some, a little bit of mixing, and you might break, it might break on the way. Elon Musk almost got that right, Again, I know people are going to laugh, because some people, but it is what it is, the story, as the story goes. Everybody wants 4, but 2 is more realistic. I know, but when we make realistic goals, you know what happens? We have realistic results. When we make realistic goals, we have realistic results. Let that sink in. For me to start a YouTube channel and go to 100,000 subscribers, change my life, right? And do what I did with cryptocurrency is not realistic. People would tell you that's not going to happen to a lot of people. I'm going to start a YouTube channel and change my life. Some people would laugh at you and say, that's just not realistic. But you know what? It happened to me. And you'd say, yeah, but you're the lucky one, Sam. You're the 1 out of a million. You just, you got lucky. And I'd say, but luck is not something I made. Luck is something you create. Like, you actually fall into success. I'm teaching you. I went live every day for 1,700 days straight. I decided to give up my weekends. I decided to cut everybody else off. I decided to go all the way. There's no reason why you can't too. Like, if you want to get into crypto, but don't just play games. Don't get half into crypto and still go out to the bar like 3 times a week and then say you're into crypto. and just have a thing, and then, oh yeah, that thing, that crypto I was in, oh yeah. Like, seriously, take it serious. Like, get in every day. Learn technical analysis. Understand why you're losing. Understand when the best time to get in. Understand when to go up, when to go down. And don't fall in love with money. If I was in love with money, I would have stopped this channel a long time ago. I'd be like, you know what? I made a lot. It's time to move on. But I don't do this for the money. I do this for the love of the channel. I do this for the thrill of the trade. I do this because I'm a trader, baby. I love live trading in front of you guys. I love showing you guys what's happening in the market, and I love finding out what's going to happen. Like, this flag, man, might just pump. We may just have to wrestle on into this flag later. This thing looks like it could do some damage here. It might also make a right shoulder and roll over. And controlling yourself during this moment, like, do you get in because you can't handle your emotions, or do you wait? When it pumps, do you just say you're still grateful for your gains, or do you kick yourself? How do you control how you talk to yourself? Like, if this trade pumps and I miss it, who the heck cares? I made gains today. If you made gains and you find a way to be upset, you've lost the point of trading 100% and the point of life, right? But if you make gains and it still pumps and you say, you know what, I got this. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of diligent makes rich. Proverbs 10:4, Andrew Yurkovic, 100%. You need discipline. That's how I did it. And again, I showed up every day, even when I was sick, even when I didn't feel well, even when it just didn't look like it was going to happen. I showed up no matter what. I made calls one night, woke up the next day, they were down, had bad. I showed up every day, said, look at my loss, everybody. I lost. People unsubscribed. People thought I was horrible. People left my trading group and called me the worst. You know what I mean? It's all been done to me. I've been kicked on, spit on, kicked in the back. It's all happened. And it still happens daily. And I show up every single day no matter what, because I know that my strategies over time have prevailed, that I've won more than I've lost, and I will continue to show the world that that is true. I have so much faith in what I've put all my back testing in that we're going to make it. And if you join my group and you're with me, we're going to make it, man. Wag me, bro. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Sam showed up with an ear infection. Oh my God, the pain was insane. That was nuts. I don't even want to remember that, because you know what's funny? My brain's really good at only seeing the positive. I don't remember the ear infection. I don't remember the pain. I'm not in this trade. I want to make this really clear. I speculate on my trades before they happen. Like, if this went sideways and speculate, maybe I'd take it. But I already said I don't want to take it. The 1 hour is too far away for the 21-day moving average. I just don't want, sometimes people see things and they take it the wrong way. One cow called and said my dad left $10K in a vine, my sister too, but my sister hadn't been born yet. A cow called your dad? Cows are using the phone now? One cow called and said my dad left $10K in a vine, my sister too, but my sister hadn't been born yet. I have no idea what's happening, but I hope the cow made it through that insane psychic dream it had. Mom and Dad are super proud. God bless you, Aaron. I showed to the top just in case. Hey, you did a great job there. Use of sweet oil for, oh my gosh. Be careful. People tell you a lot of things when you have an ear infection to put in your ear. Do your own due diligence and just watch out. Don't do what people tell you. It's insane. They'll say, do this, do that. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you'll have so much stuff on your ear, you won't even know what's going on. 10 miles a day will keep anybody on track. I guess so. Get in the car, Sammy. You're funny. Shout out to whatever, I don't know. It's not about the end goal. It's about the journey, 100%. Stay in the mission. The mission is the way. You know, when I started saying, where am I going to be? How much I going to make? I realized I lost the whole thing. When I said, wake up every day, stay in the present moment and be grateful, I realized I could be there. And there is where? There is here right now. Are you worried about life? Are you stressing out? Is there a lot of things that are pulling on you? Do you think it gets in your head and messes with your trades? Of course it does, right? And do you sometimes lose trades and say, I swear, if I didn't have all this on my head, if my wife wasn't bothered, if my job wasn't on me, and you blame a lot of things around you? Yes, I know you do. I've been that guy. I was in the middle of it. I was working a night shift, caught in the quote unquote 9 to 5, even though mine was from 7 to 3 in the morning. And I was also learning how to trade. It was tough. It was not easy. Everyone sits there and shows you trades all day long, but no one wants to get into your mental ups and downs that you're going through learning how to trade. No one talks about it. I like to talk about it here on the channel a couple times a week, especially once we see Bitcoin kind of starting to fall. It's sideways, man. We're going to be sideways for the next, we're going to make, if we're bullish, we're going to make a flag, go up to 11.5, up and down until about 11.30. Okay. We're going to have to make an inverted head and shoulder here. And so we're going to be sideways for the next hour and a half, or for the next at least 40 minutes. All right. So you're all right. Okay. You're here at a place where we can show you where Bitcoin's likely going to go. We're likely going to get a bit of a bounce here. I like what we're seeing. Let's take a look at our 3-minute. Our 3-minute is also making a flag above the 200 moving average. These are bullish signs. Still don't love how far the 1 hour, but this can continue to creep up. We can continue to go somewhat sideways, right? Not in love with tweezer tops, though, if we get a red candle there. So, again, I'm not chasing. I'm just showing you how you would kind of play in. So what I do is I don't know what's going to happen, but I have systems in place and I have strategies and setups that I like. So I set up the setup before I see it. You get what I'm saying? Like this flag here. And I say, man, if this makes a flag and feels like if Bitcoin ends up here really tight, the 21 ends up right there, the 200's pulling up, there's a good chance we're going to pump to 114K. But if we start to drop here, we come down to the 200, we lose the 200, although, we start playing games, then I know the 1 hour is coming back to the 21 just as predisposed. I know both things are possible. I know anything is possible because that's trading, but I also know the probability. The odds are this does not make a flag. The odds are this does not pump. The odds are that we fall back to the 21 in the 1 hour. However, there's a small little slant of possibility this makes a flag and pumps. I've seen both scenarios. Being a chess player, I'm pretty sure what the other guy on the other side is going to do, but he might just know one thing I don't. So I'm playing chess against the market maker now, and I've set up all the parameters, but he just might have one move that I don't have in my back pocket. And I'm willing to believe that. I'm willing to be open. And so I got to stay in that pocket of basically unpredisposed idea, of what's going to happen. I got to stay clear. That's not easy to do. That takes years of neuroplasticity. You train the brain to do that as you trade. You understand? This becomes something you do. So you actually have to change your brain can be physically changed through the thought process in your mind, right? You're given a program. By the time you're 7 years old, what you think about money has been given to you. I close my eyes because I'm going so back into past, right? And I'm kind of dreaming with you through my subconscious mind. We're connecting on another level here. This isn't just trading. This is mental connections. We're deep. Jim Rohn goes deep into my brain and he really finds me. He finds me. He talks to me in a way where no one else has spoken to me. He says, Sam, you were meant for greatness. Sam, stop living a regular life. Sam, what were you doing? Making just a few $100,000 a year thinking it was cool. You know what I mean? You're meant to be a multimillionaire, change the world, travel all around and show people that they can do something huge with their lives. Sam, you're ready to wake up. Sam, you're not in the matrix anymore. Let's go, baby. Stop living that regular life, Sam. So then when I tell people that, they get upset. And so back to that idea, right? When we make regular plans, we end up living a regular life, right? Like if everyone's okay with your hopes and dreams. So my thing is this, most people should laugh at your plans. If you say, I'm going to be a billionaire and start a YouTube channel, travel the world, they should, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's so unlikely. If the average person laughs at you, if they're not laughing at your dreams, they're just not big enough. I love that statement. If people are not laughing at your dreams, they're just not big enough. Period. Okay? Nice little bounce here for Bitcoin, showing signs that it could be doing what the do, could be doing the do. We have two possible scenarios still at hand. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, we break down, or come on in, we get tight. I'm so clued into the subconscious of the tiny, small time frames that I can see microcosms that affect the bigger time frame. I can give you a higher probability play in the next 10 minutes based off what the 1 minute does. And I know how that can affect the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. And your mind will remember this, right? So back to the idea, right? Your brain has been programmed to what you thought about money since you were 7 years old, right? My dad would mutter things about ultra-rich people. Trust fund baby, I would hear in my house. Anyone hear the word trust fund baby in the house? Anyone hear that? Did anybody hear the word trust fund baby in the house? Did your dad or mother say it? Did your uncle say it? Did your brother? Did somebody you hear say it in your house? I just want to ask, what does it mean? Where does it come from? What does that statement mean? right? Am I the only one that heard that statement? I just want to see if anyone grew up like me, if we're all connected. I just want to see. And if anyone be like, what the heck is he talking about, right? I like this little move. We're watching the 1 hour time. We're watching the 1 minute, everyone. We're locked in. While I'm talking about this, I have not left Bitcoin. We have never got off topic here. I'm giving you a background narrative while we're visually taking you through BTC and telling you how the time frames are connected. Okay. Sam, would it be okay to DM you on Discord? I could really use your guidance. You know how many people say that every day, man? It's possible, but I can't guarantee I can get back to every DM. You know what I mean? And I try to stay away from them. Trustafarians. Yeah, so some people have, right? Some people said they've heard it. Yeah, the whole point is my dad said it, so he meant that people were born with money given to them. And so anytime he saw a rich someone, it's like, oh, and so I assumed that nobody had really worked to be rich, that everyone, their daddy did it. And again, I never thought, well, what did the dad do to get it? Like, I never thought past that idea. What did the grandfather? Someone had to bust their butt at one point for this big fund to be trusty. For this trust fund this guy has. This trusty fund. This trust fund that he has, right? So the idea was I started to believe that I was never going to get rich because, you see what I'm saying? How could I get rich? How? If everyone that was rich was given it or was a trust fund baby. So then why would I start a business and hustle so hard? Because everyone starts a business eventually. And then I thought, people have lawyers, doctors. Look at this short squeeze for Bitcoin. Right back to 111,470. So Bitcoin getting strong here on the smaller time frames. Does make you want, and I'll tell you, if it rips, it rips. So be it, everybody. I trade my plan, my model. Still not perfect here. I'd like to see it make a little bit tighter of a trade. Let's take a look. Let's make this big. And live trading here on BITUNIX. And they have a raffle here on BITUNIX for the lifers too. If you sign up with my link, you basically have access to a raffle where you can win up to, I believe, like $2,500. Check it out today. They're giving back to the community. Also, anyone that was, had any issues, they compensated plus on top of what you lost. So they compensated over $5 million. I mean, crazy. So anyway, so look at the shoulder head, possible right shoulder here for Bitcoin now. I'm not long right now. I'm watching the smaller time frame to see. I expect it to break down. I don't expect it to pump. I say there's a 20% chance we pump and 80% chance we break down. Why? Because of where the 1 hour time frame is sitting. And we're just really far away from that 21. However, at the same time, I understand how things could get somewhat bullish. I'm not a fan of the flag, even though the flag should be a little more lateral. But again, it may come up here. See how you have to stay open-minded? People would say, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's flip-flopping. I've been doing this for, over, 15 years now, too. I've been trading for 20, doing TA for 15, and playing with price action. It's funny. I do this every single day. I can only imagine what people that take time off and don't have a strategy, right? Because it's got to be so confusing to someone that doesn't do it all the time. Juicy moments to be milked, man. That sounds... wow. I don't know. Made me think of things I shouldn't be thinking about. Like big jugs of milk. 21 crossing the 50 on the 15 minute. Interesting. Catters in the making. Yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. And a super chat just came in there. Alpha Cry. And with the AED, right? He says, brother, where do you see Ethereum by the end of the year? Floki is my ETH hedge, so hoping ETH breaks out this month. I have some Floki too, and some other kind of ETH hedge memes too. So you're talking so much truth as usual. Thanks for choosing to share your truth and reality. I appreciate the subconscious motivation. Shout out to Ola Sensi. Thank you, man. Bitcoin Cash, please, from Chris Wrights. Chris, we'll take a look at that. What do you expect Trump to say in his speech? I never know what he's going to say. Something about how great America is and, about the economy. Trump speaking from the Oval at 2 p.m., just for your information for the chat. And let's take a look at what happened, too, at 10 a.m. right? We had some good data coming in that kind of fluxed the market. So let's break that down. It was a red folder nonetheless, right? So we had PMI, ISM manufacturing, PMI, forecast at 49. Previous was 48. It came in at 48.7, right? The prices, forecast at 65, came in at 63. And construction spending month over month came in exactly as forecast, right? Down 0.1%. So they're spending a little less, okay? And it's kind of a nothing burger, really, because we, and a little under too, which is somewhat bullish. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ and how the NASDAQ fared with that information. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for our next candle to close bearish, but to kind of close bearishly inside of this flag. One of two things. We could make a downward flag. It won't be the worst. Okay? But I'd love to see the more sideways the flag, the more bullish, right? The more likely you're going to pump. Even though I've seen sideways flags and then they Bart Simpson us. So anything could happen. But, it looks more likely we're going to get the pump to the upside when you see a sideways flag. So we're looking for a more sideways flag. Repeat after me. A wealthy, rich person is likely somebody that lost more than everybody else but just didn't give up. He started a company, the company going bankrupt. He got kicked in the face. He tried it again, right? He tried it again. The other guy started one company. It did okay. He never really pushed it too high. He just stayed with one location. Some people have a business, right? I was talking about the other day. They have one restaurant and they keep that restaurant for years. Some people have a restaurant and you know what? Sometimes though, that's great. It stays high quality. It's amazing. And it's kind of how it should be. Then there's other people that start, franchises or continue to grow. And they grow that one restaurant into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes it gets too big, though, and it loses quality. I agree. And then they sell to a conglomerate. Sometimes, though, there's 3 or 4, and they're all really good. And they manage the restaurants well. My whole point is everybody takes business to their own level, right? And it depends on the business person you are. I'm someone that would accelerate. I think I would always I would hit points, kind of figure out, and eventually I would be like, all right, I could never sit, I don't think, with just one. I would always want to expand and keep growing in some way, shape, or form. So I'm watching Bitcoin on the 1 hour. This is what I call the Twisted Sister. This is likely what we're going to see today. It's going to take 8 hours. Tonight is going to be amazing. Tuesday night, one of my favorite nights to trade. And this actually acts like a Monday. So today is kind of Monday. We had our false move Monday, right? We had our false move Tuesday this morning. They dumped it and then they pumped it. I was able to track it perfectly using my system and understand how to just trade the same way over and over again. And then when I'm away from a 21-day moving average, specifically on the 1 hour time frame, and a massive candle comes, I'm going to be taking profits. Yeah. I'm not going to be chasing. All right. And it was hard. I wanted to chase. I actually did get in a little bit, but you saw me move that stop loss to break even, and I smartly kind of bailed out at the right time. What if this thing still launches? It can, but the odds are low. As I told you again, I'm open-minded. We're playing chess. I have no idea what's going to happen. If I did, it wouldn't be trading. It would just be pressing buttons and knowing what's going to happen every time. The bot's getting closer to getting out. The bot has never been wrong. Okay? It's never got itself so nastily underwater that it can't get out. Never. It's never done what other humans do, and it never liquidates itself. It never gets scared. It has safety orders backing it, but this one's going to be one of the biggest trades the bot ever made for me. Because it longed here, and it longed there with a $27,000 order, right? We get back to 114, and I get paid so dang heavily here and get into expected profit. So this thing trades for itself. I do have a link to it. It's the MINOTAUR trading bot. All right, I have it right here just up on the screen, and you can schedule a call, basically sign up, talk to their team. They'll explain it because I think it needs some explanation for you to understand what the heck is going on, right? So check it out, sign up today, find out more at MINOTAUR Trading Bot. I do get a commission, and I greatly appreciate that, all right? Feel like we're being sideways forever, right? And for the all bags to pump, yeah. Honestly, this setup is starting to look pretty good. And if you watch my macro technical analysis video on Friday, then even though these dips came and went, you should never really been too flustered as long as you kept looking at your bigger time frame. The monthly candle last night, we also talked about total, and we went over how the altcoins don't look too bad. They do need we're basically at a bounce where almost everything needs to bounce a little bit here. But it's looking somewhat bullish to me. So, again, I got Bitcoin kind of wrapped up. I like where we stand for Bitcoin. And you guys saw me do some fun live trading too as well. Again, you had to been in the group to begin the trades. You saw me close the trades kind of right when the day started. So our high was right around when the stream began. I closed the trade in front of you guys. I came in with the voice during the countdown. I think like a minute or two into the countdown. All right. I'm going to take it strategy and see what's happening to strategy. A lot of people are like, freaking out. Let's see here. I like strategy with the bounce there, and it kind of got some cold feet. Started to play games and possibly lose a trend line. But for me, it only needs 2 touches. It's still a beautiful 50%. And there's still talks of this becoming a beautiful ascending triangle. Look at it. A little lower than the last buy I did put out, and it's slumped a little bit, from 360, 348. I still see it probably defending and not going much lower. Stops below 287. Getting this uptrend, and then boom. Eventually the target takes it to 766. Somewhere by March or February of 2026. So yes, we have a big meeting coming up. And it's getting close now, everyone. We've been waiting for this for a long, long time. And we have a Fed meeting on September 17th. This has just gone up to 91.7%. You see Bitcoin pumping again. Don't let them play with you. But look, and now look at the liquidity above us for BTC. Looks like it definitely wants to pump and go higher. Or at least stay in this vicinity. Look at that. A short squeeze up into that area. They dabbled with the liquidity, but they want to go higher. 112,000 looks like the target there too. Once we flip through 111,005, 91.7% that we're going to cut that rate on September 17th. It's going to be a crazy day. Jerome Powell on the boards, right? If we don't cut the rate, man, and they might do a double cut. It might not just be 42. It might be bound to the 375.4. You go back to October, I like to kind of foreshadow, and you can see 375 is almost 50% now, right? And then we'd see we have one more. And so you have 3 chances to cut. 1, 2, 3 this year. If we cut every single time, unbelievable. Only 37% chance at that point we'll cut. But, this will change as we get each meeting. Right now, it's like almost a guarantee that we've definitely got a rate cut. Because there's barely a chance that you cut here. The bigger odds are here. So the odds were already lower at this point. Somewhere between these two areas. So that, you know what I mean? This is foreshadowing a rate cut in September. You get it? And I've played with this for a long time. I've looked at the beginnings, the back and forth, and I've let my subconscious mind I know this sounds crazy, but even if you knew nothing about trades and you just went to this every day and you touched these buttons and you looked at them and then you speculated and you did it for as many years as I have, which is 5 years, you would find there would be some confluence in this information. And there is. There really is. And so I'm able to kind of figure out, with some strange bit, and then we add all the other stuff that we do. But man, this looks interesting. 91% chance here for Bitcoin that they're going to cut that rate in September. And they cut that rate, free money comes into the market. More people are going to have access to money from the banks at a cheaper rate. Okay? It's not speculative. Everything is, this and that. This is not a speculative move. This is literally, it's coming. All the other times, they're going to dump sand on the beach. I think they will, right? People show up because they think there's more sand. They never do. Oh man, I thought they were going to do that. Then one day they just dump the sand. And then people are like, wow, there it is. Like, I know I'm sounding funny, but what I'm trying to tell you is this liquidity drop is not something that can be speculated on. There's more money coming out. People are going to have, and they're going to have to put it somewhere. And if they put it in the wrong place, it's going to hurt. And so it's kind of like crypto's the only answer. And we're going to have so much money following in, coming on in, right? If you think the inflation is bad now, just wait till they cut. I lost every day. Somebody said he was panicking. Panicking is running out and hitting the sell button. I was buying more Bitcoin. So if you say I was panic buying Bitcoin. Yeah, the price didn't look good. We closed a nasty monthly candle and a nasty weekly candle. It did, and we're going to have to see. It's not over, man. But I was not panicking. I was just showing you guys exactly what the charts were conveying. If you thought that was panicking, then I guess you don't, you know what I mean? I still held every bag. I did not sell not one altcoin. I kept every single thing that I got into. And I actually longed Bitcoin as well. So, all right. Whatever. I shouldn't even have to address it. But, I mean, it's obvious, right? While looking at history, they never pumped into cuts and kept pumping after. They would let everyone win, in my opinion, you know? Yeah. This drop is not over, somebody says. Yesterday was a nice... I don't know what you said. Wait a sec. You said you closed. I closed all my trades. Yes, I did. Yeah. You said you closed, so which everything. What are you talking about? I have over $1 million in spot. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this. I have $1 million in spot. I never sold any of it. I bought more Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I don't want to be rude. Do I got to flash? Like, do I have to be rude? And show, like, I mean, it's just so insane. All right? Like, do you really want to see that I made $8,000 today and I'm up? I have $575,000 in this account. Like, do you want, like, that's just like my play account? Like, I'm sorry, whatever. That's not, I love you, man. God bless you, bro. Anyway, let's move on. All right? I'm done. I don't have to address this nonsense. Okay. All right. It stopped me out. So again, and he is, if he is confused, I leverage trade and I have spot open. All right. All right. So I close my futures trades, but I keep my spot. Yeah. So I mean, if maybe he's confused, that's fine. Maybe he has the right to be confused. God bless him. I'm not perfect. Nobody. You can't expect everyone else to be perfect when you're imperfect as a human. Everyone makes their mistake. That's the day they made it. You know. All right. Let's take a look at Ethereum. 4,300 OVE. All right. It's been interesting because it's not in the greatest pattern. Morning. Could you please check BITI, please? 15 million. Oh, man. You're on that BITI? I don't know if I'm going to do that. Maybe. If I'm feeling good about it, maybe. I don't know, though. We'll see. Shout out to Econon. Sir, I'm from India. Love from India. New member of your YouTube family. Should I buy or sell Bitcoin? I would never tell you what to do, man. May God bless you. Yeah, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I said, right? Yeah. You said you closed your longs. Facts. I closed my longs 100% on my futures trades as of today, right now. Yes. But I called the bottom of the daily. You see? I believe we're likely going higher, but we'll take it one step at a time. Yeah. Yes, I closed my longs. Facts. 100%. 100%. Yeah. All my leverage trades. I don't leverage trade. Yeah. Leverage is peanuts. Spot produces the millionaires 100%. I made all my money trading spot BTC. Right. Right. All right, you close it. I got to move on. You do that one more time. You're spamming now, so we got to put you on. We got to hide you now. And Chris, you seem like a nice guy, but you can't spam the channel. Okay. Exactly. I like that too. Yeah. Okay. The point of trading is to get in and get out. Amen. God bless you. So let's take a look at ETH. So I like this flag for ETH. All right. I like the top trend line. The weekly's a little far from the 21, no? Which tells me that we have to look at some key areas right there and definitely right there. It looks like ETH may never go below 4,000. It may get defended by institutional support, people buying it up. And, you know, it's demand, which is a good sign, right? And you can see that the 2-day and the daily are attempting this bounce like almost every coin in the game. Could look a little better. At the end of the day, it looks like it could just come up out of this bull flag. So we're looking at Bitcoin pumps out the falling wedge. So does Ethereum. Okay, Bitcoin gets rejected. So does Ethereum. I bet you can watch Ethereum in the 1 hour. Oh, no, wow. Ethereum doesn't look like Bitcoin right now, which is funny. It's not above the 200 moving average. It's actually slip sloppy. But again, it's going to wait for what Bitcoin does. So it looks like you're going to get some more sideways price action for ETH. And we want to see this bounce back to the upside. But it doesn't look like it's going to bounce immediately. Right? CTSI looks interesting. I've been adding to my bags and selling when it spikes. It has moved 60% twice in the past month. Cartesi. It's an oldie but goodie. Right? Spot BTC. Amen. Shout out to Rave Song Records. He says, same. Leverage trade for fun and profit. My real money is in long-term investments. Spot Bitcoin. God bless. Shout out to Rave Song Records, the man. ETH wants James Stop at 42. Looks likely. Sam Price hits trades on ice. I love you, man. Chris, don't disrespect the name, Chris, don't disrespect it. Shout out to Chris. God bless you, bro. If you're not on 3 different accounts getting the likes up, you ain't living right. Shout out to Chris, man. Always holding me down. Thank you so much. So Ethereum, you're looking for this kind of cup and handle, this slight higher low. You cannot take out this low. A lot of stops are below here, though, so I wouldn't be surprised. They being just kind of nailed everybody that thought they could hide out right there. So just be careful for Ethereum. 1 hour is kind of doing a little scoop. Let's look at our 15-minute and the 200 moving average. Again, rejected by the 200, so it doesn't look like Bitcoin. You see, it's playing games a bit. It's playing games on the 1 minute 200 moving average. So Ethereum looks like it may, and Bitcoin dominance is pumping too. So Ethereum losing again a little bit to Bitcoin, and maybe Bitcoin's turn for a little bit. And we kind of need that. We need Bitcoin to get back on track. We need kind of the money to pull back into Bitcoin. Then the money can go back into Ethereum and the alts. So I'm not saying Ethereum's going to take a big dip, but it looks like it'll go sideways while Bitcoin pumps, and then they could pump together once we kind of get our feet back together, Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. And thank you so much for the super chats. We appreciate them so much. They're awesome. They make the show fly. And I love them. Because you know what it is? It's like when you're playing tennis. Why is it fun to play sports? Because you don't know what's going to happen, right? You don't know how they're going to throw the ball, when they're going to throw the ball. Last time we put out this Bitcoin Cash, we got halfway to the target, dipped down. This trade would still be open, technically. This one dipped up, would have been into profit, and then stop loss to break even. And then we kind of slumped, right? This was hot when nothing else was, though. Bitcoin Cash was pushing up pretty nicely comparatively to the rest of the market. Kind of quietly, too, in a way. I mean, right there, you've got to look at that like a giant double bottom. And every time I show one of these, I really should show Stellar Lumens, because Stellar Lumens really took the cake on this move. So you're looking for this double bottom to break out over time. That's just the first thing that you're looking at, and that has a high probability of doing so. So then you would say, well, where is my support and resistance on the bigger time frame? You start mapping it out. You can clearly see the double bottom bounce in the 200 moving average in the area at about $297, $300. Then you have 429. And then right here, resistance, right there at about 480. So I'd say, okay, let the 21 come up on the weekly, which is nice. The weekly is actually pretty close to the 21, which is a very good sign that you're close to kind of some higher prices here. 3-day chart touching the 21 too as well. And you can move this up there. Your 3-day looks like it's kind of revisiting resistance, bounce. It's very close. And then I'm here on the daily. So what I'm looking for is Bitcoin to bounce. Bitcoin Cash to kind of bounce with it a little bit, but probably eventually flag out, right? Bitcoin Cash in good shape, though. Tight moving averages, 200 moving up, looking like we're going to get this consolidation. Bitcoin Cash looks nice to me. And delete this. We don't need it. Delete and, put us here. $1,000 a coin. I remember when Bitcoin Cash was neck and neck with Bitcoin. It was $600. Bitcoin was like 1,800 and something. And there was talks of like it possibly replacing. They kept going back and forth on fork dot something dot fork, pi.fork or something. And you could see kind of who was mining what. And the miners would switch to Bitcoin Cash, back to Bitcoin. This was 2017. It was crazy. That's how early Bitcoin really is. Just 10 years ago, we weren't sure which one was going to be the winner there that night. It was an insane night. Bitcoin Cash would go to 600 all the way up to like $2,400 in just like a week or two, maybe like a month or so. It was insane. One of the biggest trades I've ever been in back in the day on Binance in the middle of the night. I've been trading for a long time. I can't believe it now. Like all the trades I've been through, it's insane. Before I even started trading that trade, I've been trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and oh my gosh, it's insane. So I would look for this to consolidate and possibly pump. I'd put an alert on Bitcoin Cash. This thing's been hot. It's in its own little universe. And it's supposed to pump better. Like when Bitcoin was 100K, Bitcoin Cash was supposed to be like 60,000. Like it used to move with Bitcoin, but they decoupled this time when Bitcoin ripped. Bitcoin Cash, a lot of coins didn't rip like Bitcoin. Back in the day, everything ripped with Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin ripped, that Ethereum Classic would rip with Litecoin and all that. They would all at least pump together. This time, Bitcoin completely decoupled from the rest of the altcoins, no matter how macro it was. Bitcoin soared 15,000 all the way to that $122,000, $123,000 level, man. Unbelievable. Let's look at Kita. Kita continuing to struggle. Altcoins, if you can see, money is flowing out of altcoins and into utility, into DeFi. Not a lot of people are rushing into memes. They've had a little bit of movement recently, but right now, not amazing. Like that's... See how that looks like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder? Looks like Kita's going to come back down and test these lows at 42 cents. I could be wrong, but that just looks like it's happening. It lost the trend line that it had, which was really nice. And you can also see, look, a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, lost the neckline, dump. Resistance, dump. You got to wait. It's got to either get back above here and retest, right? And show this kind of cup and handle. Bitcoin rips, everything kind of gets its handle, and even this could rip up. And I'm not saying it's over. People are wondering, like, what's up? But, I mean, fib to fib, it bounced here. Back at the 618 and the 786, I'd say it's coming back down to test 56, 57. Chance it can hold support here. I'd have to see it break up and retest 90 to believe that it's on its way back to the upside. Doesn't look amazing, I have to be honest. But, it was a stronger coin. You never know. Kurt on base, somebody says, I have never heard of, or maybe I looked at it one time. And that's Kurt on base right there. 2 million market cap, Kurt on base. Looks like it had a nice run up, run down. I don't know much about it right now. To me, the liquidity is a bit right? If you believe in it, you're looking for this to kind of go sideways, get tight inside that flag and break out. And there is TA. These play TA. So you're looking for this to get tight, and then that likely will break on out. But who knows? And maybe you're in on something very early that's going to become explosive. I don't know. It's a meme. Like, there's no fundamental. I guess I can go over meme fundamentals and see, well, this meme compared to that meme did well. And I believe the community is strong and a strong community. And I mean, there are some meme-mentals. I don't know how we call them, But I mean, whatever. Like, I don't want to be, ETH Classic should really pump. ETH Classic used to pump so hard when Bitcoin pumped, it was insane. But not the case anymore. So I'm pretty spot on with BTC. It's pretty likely what's going to happen. We sold a local top like we do almost many times. Not every time, but many times. And again, and you're like, but you don't know. You drew this little thing. You have no idea what you're doing. That's fine if you don't understand. But I have a pretty good locked in idea of when to trade next and why. And I can wait for that time. Sir, in your free time, I recommend checking how bot behaves on Kinesis candles. The difference can be huge. But we're using the power law, man. It wouldn't matter, if we used Hikanashi or not. But thank you. And you might be right. You probably know something I don't. But I wouldn't get that crazy with the bot. I wouldn't be too greedy. I'm happy with the way it works. But you're probably right. Maybe I tweak it with Hikanashi and I make so much more money. Money. But I'm not money hungry. I'm just hungry for the vibes, man. I want good people, good times, and good vibrations. And if I can get that, I'm doing good. I'm feeling it. That's all I'm hungry for. I like Sebek. I may even jump on in here at this very oversold region. The higher low on the fib. If your whole life you chase 618 fib retracements, the odds of you winning most of your trades are going to be pretty high. Like if you just do whatever you want and don't use emotions, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But if you use Fibonacci over and over again and only get into retracements near the 618, my golly gee oh my, you may be onto something. So look at this beautiful cup and handle here for ZBEC. The ZBEC network. ZBECN. And look, it has a bigger target all the way to the upside. And that gives it about a 4.69% gain, 5% here. ZBEC. 0.0115. And look, you're looking for this to bounce off this bottom trend line, get very tight, make this move, and continue on out. Right? Honestly, I've been watching this for a long time. It's very oversold now with the higher low. We got this big move here. Last time I traded it was here for a swing trade. And then I haven't touched it since. All right. I literally longs it back. Crazy. Tell me about gold, please. What is a rug? Just throw the associate out and get out while your money is all yours, man. I don't know what he just said. Oh, yeah. I don't repeat something. Biddy Soul, ZBCN, thank you for the super chat. You people are rocking and rolling here. $82 in chat revenue. May God bless everybody here on the stream. Thank you for jumping on in with the Crypto Lifer. This show has been rocking for a long time. We're going to continue to do so. Shout out to the algorithm. Shout out to 100,000 subscribers. On our way to 100,000 and 1,000 subs, baby. We're ripping through it. Thank you so much for the love. Algorithm is starting to really pay attention to the lifer. That's appreciative as we grew this thing organically from the start. Bang, bang, bang. And let's take a look at gold as we talk about gold every single week too. And my gold prediction is starting to play out to fruition here. We showed you gold was breaking out from these key areas. We went over it many times. We talked about the tightness. We talked about it bouncing from here. Told you gold's on the way to $3,800 an ounce. And there's gold breaking a new all-time high, if I'm correct. At $3,500 an ounce gold, ATH, baby. Unbelievable. If you have any gold on you right now, oh my gosh, it's going up in value. Rolexes are going up. Anything, you know, those gold Daytonas. All pure gold, man. I should have stated that comment. We don't read this. I don't know what he said. Sammy Copenhagen just got a shout out on Discover Crypto. Hell yeah. Thank you. What do they say, man? That's interesting. What did they say? Let me know. Everyone wants to hear what people say about them. What did they say about me, please? I've got to hear it. Let's take a look at Biddy. Somebody asked about it. You know, it was a hotter meme. Wow, it's sideways. It's defending its paywalls here. I mean, it's doing damage right now. Biddy may do some damage here. It really might. What is that for Biddy? I mean, just TA-wise, Biddy looks good. Looks like you go up 150% gains. So Biddy looks interesting to me. Chance Biddy goes all the way to the upside. And it takes discipline, man. Like I've had 100 grand in Solana that's now 200 grand. Some days I'll say, I'll just take 200 grand and put it in Biddy. And then it rips. I'll make 200 grand. And then Biddy go to zero and you'll lose all your Solana. That happens to someone every day. Every single day, right? So just be careful. Shout out to Master Friend. Are you a tennis fan? I may not always like tennis. I don't have much time to be a fan of it, though. You know, I'm a fan of, like, you know. Dizzy said you're a good guy after somebody commented. Yeah, I mean, I have no problems with Dizzy. We've been friends. A lot of controversy there, though, with how I got put on. Right? It's been crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So here you go. You look at this tightness here. I love this guy, the way he draws the lines. What a weirdo, right? Just come out every day and like it's like that would be like saying like a race car driver that like spits on his hands sometimes, but he wins every time. Like the way he spits on his hands, I just can't. It's like, dude, does the guy win the race? Anyway, I can't. My best trade. This guy said you're still watching that. You know, so shout out to you, man. Shout out to Nirvana. I know, right? You're funny, man. Everyone's going to jump on the lifer bandwagon at one point. I mean, you know, hey, they're going to be, hey, he's a good guy over here. We have one of the best brands, most consistent brands in the entire space. It's awesome, man. And it's because of each and every one of you that shows up tirelessly every single day, all the time. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, hey. Shout out to everyone that made this stream amazing. One of the hottest streams in the game today. Really it was. And we showed you how not to chase, which was pretty cool. Right? And look at this thing starting to break down. And now you can see it. It's a complex head and shoulder, right? Shoulder, 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 head, shoulder, shoulder, right? And that's going to break down. And now everything's kind of in together in unison. Now maybe it bounces and it makes a bigger one. You never know. I'll stay open-minded, but the odds are low. Right? We're coming down, 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 down. Nice bounce off the 200 moving average could be appropriate as well. Right? I realized that I had to be here with Sammy. Shout out to Zervano Estrada. God bless you. Thank you so much for kicking it with the lifer. Yeah. I'm saying I get all the information I need from the show. Like, I don't need to go watch another YouTuber's analysis on Bitcoin now. I don't need to watch anything. I'll come back to it this afternoon. I'll see how the 1 hour played out. And see, I'm locked in. And tonight, if the 1 hour, you know what I mean? And then you guys get the update. Like last night, we looked at the flag. We pick up right from where we left off. I love it. I go to sleep with the update. I wake up with the update. And we do it every single day. We bookmap. We bookend the analysis every single time so we don't miss. I mean, that's how you stay consistent. I'm teaching you the way. The people that want to take that time off, if every night, no matter what you're doing in life, you have, once your kids go to bed, once you've even, maybe you've made sweet love, maybe you got lucky, who knows? Whatever, man or woman. I'm just saying. I shouldn't be that, but you know what I mean? No matter what, because people make excuses, but I was doing this, but whatever you were doing. Everyone goes to bed, you take your shower. There's 10 minutes to yourself to do a Bitcoin analysis. You know what I mean? And people say they don't have time. Or to watch my analysis as you begin to grow. And I'm going to do it every single night. Some nights I'm tired. Some nights I'm like, oh, and I push through it anyway, and I find out something I didn't see. Last night I made massive gains throughout the night that I didn't expect to make. The day was closed. The day was slow. It was Labor Day week. It was Labor Day. We got a pump last night. I was able to call it, and we got some nice gains. Right? I'm amazed at how organized the lifers are. God bless the lifers. God bless you, man. How about a Ted Baker shirt? You recommended for the Dubai live stream. Very pleased with them. Thank you, man. My Ted Baker, baby. Kita isn't a meme. It's speculative, but a lot of rumors of a strong institutional partnership. It's interesting. I didn't know that. We were just in Kita very early. Yeah. One more dip before the bump. That's what everybody wants to tell you. So likely, look, a head and shoulder pattern here. Look at a dump further to the downside for Bitcoin. And we sold a local top in front of you today, and it was hard. What if I sold and it kept going up? When you're in front of people trading and you're about to sell, right? You're like, what if it keeps pumping? And they all look at me like, he sold. He doesn't know when to sell. But, you sell and it dumps, and you look like the smartest guy in the room, too. And you know what? Who cares what people thought of me? I had to pay the trader. And as long as I pay the trader, I'm going to be in good shape. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. Take me as example. I got everyone watching me. So you know what I mean? I could be very easily swayed by what people, what do they think of me? The second you stop, I want people to respect and love me. You know what I mean? But I don't do things based on what people think of me. If I cared what people thought of me, I wouldn't wear the suit every day. I'd be like, they're going to talk about my monkey suit. They're going to say stuff about me. I don't care what people say. My mother said, what they say about you is none of your business. You know what I mean? What they say about me is none of my business. And it really is, you know what I mean? Must have missed it. Only count the panic stream. You're funny. What a weirdo, right? Anyway, if you ever want your dumbbells to pop even more, I'd be happy to design one for you. Send one over to us every morning if we'll use it, if we like it. How's that? Work for a week for free, and if we like it, then you're hired. That's how it works for me, man. Spamming, is it? Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Dave Roy says, Sam could teach a monkey and a suit to trade, man. Shout out to Dave, man. God bless you. I ain't getting no red. I love that one. I ain't going to play it now, but I like that. 5-minute reverse cup and handle. Possible. So let's get into the fan funding. So I told you what's going to happen. The 1 hour is likely going to pull back to the 21, either sideways or down. If you don't understand that, then it's a mystery to you. It's not. All right. So anyway, Kaz Young, we looked at Kita. God bless you, brother. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Shout out to Andrew Yurkovic. Trump speaking at the Oval Office at 2 p.m. too, so watch your trades until 2 p.m. There likely could be some movement there. Kurt on base. Morning, could you please look at Biddy, please? We did that. We looked at Kurt on base from Demas J. You're talking so much truth as usual. Thanks for choosing to share your truth and reality. I appreciate that. Thank you. And we looked at Zbek, and we looked at what everybody asked for today. God bless the crew. Right? And yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Harmonic. Oh, yeah, you guys are funny, man. And look, the stream from yesterday was lit too, right? With the harmonica stream. And I did that just because somebody asked, right? I didn't even expect someone to ask me to do that. That was a bit absurd. Crypto rank, man. Just want to see what the most searched. People are searching Liberty Financial at 22 cents. May have bottomed around there. We don't know for sure. I threw a grand in at 25 cents. We'll see. Solana at 2,000. I love that. Mitosis on the radar at 39 million market cap. Remember, Bio Protocol was hot, pulled back. Might be something to look at in the next few weeks. Somia Network can't. People seem to love it. I'm all set, but people love it. Hyper Holding 44. That's a long-term trade I'm in that's taking forever. And Towns, that got hammered, actually. Lombard on the radar, too, as well. These are the most visited coins in the last 7 days. World Liberty definitely visited. BitLayer, Bio Protocol, Pyth, Hemi. Mitosis comes out in there again. Mitosis is something I'm looking at. Lombard and Somia Network and Hyperliquid. Look out, too, in the group. I'll be posting coins that we're looking at here in Token Metrics and things that we find as well. So look out for that update. Sam, what do you think of USDUT? We looked at it yesterday. It looked all right, right? Unstable tether or something. USDUT. I don't know. Yesterday it looked like it just broke down from the rising wedge back to the downside. I'd be careful trading any of this nonsense right now till the market is far more stabilized. There's going to be a few that make you think there's meme coins back, but this market is very, very skeptical right now. It's very skeptical as it is even when Bitcoin's pumping and there's a lot of liquidity. When there's less liquidity and Bitcoin's sketchy, this market is even like, that's why you don't see me doing a lot of this stuff. All right. Be careful with Mitosis. Mine disappeared. That sounds weird. So I like to kind of end with Bitcoin before we get out of here. Make sure all the super chats are connected and we know what's up. So remember, we told you, Bitcoin is pulling back on the 1 hour. It's too far for the 21-day moving average. People are like, it's dumping now. They're like, yep. They don't understand how price action works. So we want to see a bull flag side downward or a bull flag sideways. Could still break out from here too. I would literally just wait for the next 5 hours. Really do nothing for the next 5 hours unless you want to short back to the 21, but it might be up and down. Short may not play out. I wouldn't be shorting the market. I'd be waiting for my next long entry. Then the altcoins and everything will pump, and it says they'll pump somewhere 9, 10 o'clock tonight. You see that? 8 o'clock. It's, somewhere between 7 and 8. I like to open my trades Tuesday nights, Monday nights, after 7, 8 o'clock at night. Bang, bang, bang. So the 50-minute could be making an inverse Adam and Eve. Maybe it is. I mean, it's a little too early to speculate, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe it is. Have no fear. Watch the 1 hour. This system that I figured out and locked in is pretty dang awesome. It's got me super accurate for years. It tells me when to chase, when to wait, when to sell, when to buy, and it's awesome. It works out awesome. If you like this system and you want a system like this that makes you feel like you're in control, because you will be, you should be getting on into the trading class that I teach the last Saturday of every month. It's $150, and then you're there for 3 hours. It'll blow your mind. You'll get a recording of it, a PowerPoint, and everything you need to be absolutely amazing at the end of that class. Sign up today to blow your mind. Hit the QR code. It'll be an awesome present for you if you sign up today. You won't even remember, and then a month from now, you'll be like, bang, I'm ready to go. Do nothing for the next 5 hours. Don't have to tell me twice. Neat life, 100%. Yeah, and a lot of people think trading is staring at the screen all the time. It's not. It's setting up, it's being able to go over the, support or resistance, key levels that matter, and then waiting for them to either break or hold. Like this stinks right now. We're kind of right at a key level and we broke it. Now the next level will be here, 110,400. But we knew when you pump that far away from a 21, and that's why I got out of trades. Pretty smart that I sold my Lev trades, right? Even though I was on the daily, So hard to hold daily trades because the daily trade was up $1,000 twice now. And as a day trader, that's 2 days of $2,000 in profits. I'd much rather day trade. So I really day trade Lev, man. I have a really hard time swinging it for a long period of time. Because you could have made so much money. I guess I'm really good at in and out. So you could have made so much money during the longer swings. Like, look, you could have gone in here and waited for days and be paid right now. You'd be up. Or you can got in here, sold. Got in here and sold. Got in there and sold. And made triple the money that you did sitting the whole time. I don't know. It depends. Or you could put a monster amount and just leave it there and still make more than all those swing trades. It depends. I get it. All right. You're the man, Sammy. God bless you and the family. Shout out to Brave. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. Look for it to kind of make this beautiful flag. Do not stress just crazy red candles and get emotional. It's all about structure. Look for market structure that makes sense. Don't even stress the numbers. I don't even look at these numbers. If this made a flag, it doesn't matter what the numbers. I'm in on the flag with, like, I didn't even need to know the numbers. I'm in on the chunks, and my stop loss is below the chunk that starts the chunk of the flag. You know what I mean? I don't even need the numbers. Show me patterns, show me movement, show me price structure. I'm all over it. Show me moving averages. Show me that we're above the 200 with the 21 touching. I am in there. Okay? So shout out to everybody here. I hope you learned a lot. I felt like it was an amazing teaching session. Everyone that jumped on in should have gotten a lot of information that can propel them to greatness. Again, I never know when my last day of teaching is, so I'm going to give every single thing I have to teaching every single day because it's my love. I love to teach. I get excited whenever someone's going to listen about something that could help change their lives. So everyone, thank you so much for being here. Remember, I studied all the greatest people in the world, the most, people that had most success. And again, not just people that got rich. Some people are successful teachers that made 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year, but they were the most successful teacher in their little town. Everyone loved them and they love what they did. It's not about money. It's about, achieving greatness in what you do. I want to always make that clear. But I studied people that were great. I studied successful people. Some of them did become multi-billionaires and trillionaires. It just happened, or millionaires, billionaires. It just seemed to happen that way. And what I found, the secret to success with all those people, there was a secret to their success. And you know what I found out what it was? It was getting started. You're not going to be start to great, but you're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. Every single person started somewhere. I like Michael Phelps. I use him as a great example. One day he jumped in the pool. All right? He found out he liked to swim, found out he could push himself. He became one of the greatest Olympic swimmers in the history of swimming, right? He nailed it. Tom Brady, one day he threw a football, said, you know what? I could try this quarterback thing. Maybe I'm good at it. It all started with the belief and the idea to start. I started one day with the belief I could become a great trader. I'm just getting started. 10 years from now, I may make a billionaire trade. I may become one of the most famous traders to ever trade in the history of trading. That's my dream. That's my goal. I'm just getting started. This YouTube channel is just the beginning. So I'll see you guys at the top. Stay squared up. Stay amazing. Stay fresh. Keep going after your dreams and get away from negative people. Stay positive. You can, you will. You are the best. God bless you all. I'll see you in the trading group. Thank you so much for another amazing live stream. What a beautiful 2 hours this was. God, thank you for everything. Thank you for everyone coming. Thank you for the internet work and Google and the algorithm. 100,000 subscribers and all the opportunity that's been given to me in this life. May I never squander it. May I always stay appreciative. May I stay in the present moment. God bless you all. Thank you so much. There's no words that could describe my full appreciation and my gratitude to everybody here on stream. Thank you, and you. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gone. God bless you all. Thank you. Crypto is live.